Hi, today we're going to deploy a shared read-only contact list to iPhones using SOTI MobiControl. SOTI is best known for managing frontline devices, especially those rugged devices you often get in logistics, field services, and so on. It's also a great solution in settings where devices need to be tightly locked down. In this walkthrough, we'll use SOTI to deploy a shared contact list to a device group and have those contacts appear automatically in the native iPhone Contacts app. This is really easy to set up. First, we'll generate the iOS mobile configuration file in Contactzilla, and then we'll paste that profile into SOTI MobiControl and assign it to a device group, at which point the iPhone will immediately receive that contact list. I'm logged into SOTI here, and I'm going to assume that you already have a device group set up with some iPhones enrolled in it. This is my one here, Skyline Field Devices. Let's switch over to Contactzilla and generate the mobile config file we'll deploy through SOTI. So over in my Contactzilla dashboard, I've opened up the address book I want to deploy, and I've clicked on Device Connections. And the first thing I'm going to do is select iOS from the drop-down here for connection type. The next step is to assign the connection to a team member. So in Contactzilla, you can assign a connection directly to any team member, and that's useful if you just want to get contacts onto that person's phone individually. They can scan a QR code and set it up themselves very easily. But for MDM rollouts, we use a special kind of user called an MDM user, which is a device-only account. So let's create one now. I'll head over to Team Members and add an MDM user, device-only access. The email address here is arbitrary, so you can put anything in there. Hit Add, and that's done. You'll see that MDM user added here under Team Members. Let's head back over to Device Connections, and I'm going to select that new MDM user that we just created. Label sync, I'm just going to leave as the default setting. And now decide on the access level for the end users. So for most managed rollouts, full read-only is a popular choice because it prevents any accidental changes to your master contact list. You can, of course, do a full read-write rollout, giving the end users the ability to edit contacts. And if you do select that, we have a handy feature just here to give them that editing capability, but still prevent them from deleting any contacts. And I do want to touch on selective read-only because it's a very useful feature. You don't have to send the entire address book to every device. Instead, you can choose one or more labels, and only the contacts with those labels are deployed to the devices. So if I just add a couple here and hit create, you can see my selective read-only rollout is here ready to go. But I'm going to go with a read-only. And finally, you want to set the number of device connections to match your rollout, and then click create. And under the new device connection, I'll click setup and download the iOS mobile configuration file, which we can deploy directly through SOTI. So I'll switch back over to the SOTI dashboard. I'm going straight to the profile section, and I'm going to add a profile from the top right here. I'll hover over Apple and pick iOS, and then I'll choose a reactive profile here since we're deploying a standard iOS configuration profile generated by Contactzilla. And this type of configuration is delivered through the MDM during device check-ins rather than being handled independently by the device. So I'll give the profile a clear name that references the address book I'm deploying, in this case, Project Cascade Tower. I then come over to the Configurations tab and click the plus symbol. There is a lot to choose from, as you can see. We're going to choose Custom Profiles under the Other column here. And it's in here that we're going to paste the contents of our Contactzilla mobile config file in its entirety. So I'm opening that in my text editor, select all, copy, and then paste in here, and hit save. And what I love about SOTI's interface here is I can now assign that to our group all from within the same window. So we don't have to go off to other menus. We just click save and assign, and we can choose our device group directly from here. Just before I hit assign here, I'll pull up my iPhone screen and go into the native contacts app, where you can see I currently have no contacts. So let's now hit Assign. And here is my Project Cascade Tower address book appearing already. All of our Contactzilla labels are presented as lists, so your contacts are organized perfectly. Let's go into this project managers list here, for example, and any changes I make back over in our Contactzilla dashboard. So let's first apply a filter for project managers. And I'm going to take this contact Anna Brown here and make a change to her name. Well, those changes will be deployed to the devices in your SOTI device group. And you can see that that's updating already on the phone. And that's it. SOTI MobiControl handles deploying the configuration profile to the right devices, and Contactzilla keeps the contacts in sync across those phones. We've included some useful links in the description if you'd like to give Contactzilla a try with your organization.